So today we will discuss about variation and tractive force. Okay, so this is related to locomotives basically. So what will happen, suppose this is a wheel of locomotive, this is wheel 1, this is parallel, right, this is the axle. Okay, and here we can say there is a one cylinder over here and there is another cylinder over here. Okay, so one cylinder having this is a crank and one cylinder having this is a crank. So why this is showing perpendicular? It's a phase difference. It's a difference is phase angle. What is phase angle? Suppose for this, for the cylinder 1, the angle is theta, then there is a difference of plus 90. So there is always phase difference of 90 degree when there is a two cylinders, inline cylinders, right? So suppose if we consider for cylinder 1, and we calculate the force, unbalanced force. So we have seen the equation is a 1 minus c square, right? If you remember, mr omega square cos theta. This is the equation. Now this is for cylinder 1. Suppose if we want to calculate for cylinder 2, then it will be for 1 minus c square mr omega square cos 90 plus theta. So cos 90 plus theta, 0, 90, 180, 270. So 90 plus theta. So this will be the second quadrant. So for second quadrant, cos will be negative. So this will be minus 1 minus c square mr omega square sine theta, because if 90 plus theta, so cos will be converted into sine. Okay, so what will be the total force? Ft will be, total force will be F1 plus F2. What is F1? F1 is a 1 minus c whole raised to square mr omega square cos theta, right, plus F2. F2 is a negative, minus 1 minus c square mr omega square sin theta. Okay, so resultant common will be 1 minus c square mr omega square. So in bracket it will be cos theta minus sin theta, right? So this will be the equation. Now to find out maximum and minimum of this value for this total force, what we need to do, wherever there is a variation, this variation with respect to theta, so differentiation with respect to theta should be 0. So we will define d by d theta of 1 minus c square mr omega square cos theta minus sin theta, and this should be 0. So this is constant, 1 minus c square mr omega square. So I am eliminating directly, 0 divided by anything will be 0. So the differentiation of cos theta will be minus sin theta, the minus as it is. For sin theta it will be cos theta is equal to 0, right? Then here sin theta will be, what will be the sin theta? Suppose if you want to simplify, so this will be sin theta plus cos theta is equal to 0. So sin theta is equal to minus cos theta, and you can also consider cos theta divide, so tan theta will be minus 1. So where tan theta will be minus 1, so if you can see the quadrant, tan 45 is a plus 1, and like 180 plus 45 to 25 is a plus 1. Here and here 10 will be negative. So here minus 1 will be 10, here minus 1 will be 10. So this will be the angle of 135 and this will be the angle of 315 degree. So there are two conditions. One, at theta is equal to 135, right? So that 10 will be negative, and second at 315 the 10 will be negative. So let us consider theta is equal to 135 degree, right? And calculate the value of this total force. So Ft, what is Ft for us? Ft is a 1 minus c square mr omega square cos theta minus sin theta. So this will be 1 minus c square mr omega square cos 135 minus sin 135. So this will be 1 minus c square mr omega square cos 135. Here cos 145 is a 1 upon root 2. Here cos will be negative, so this will be minus 1 upon root 2. This will be plus, but there is a minus sign, so it will be 1 upon root 2. So this will be minus 2 upon root 2, 1 minus c square mr omega square, and this will be minus root 2, 1 minus c square mr omega square. So this will be the Ft at 135 degree. Now we will calculate at 315 degree. So Ft will be what? 1 minus c square mr omega square cos 315 degree minus sin 315 degree. So this will be 1 minus c square mr omega square. So cos 315. So again here all STC. So here cos will be positive. So this will be 1 upon root 2 minus, here sin will be in the fourth quadrant. Sin will be negative. So this will be minus 1 upon root 2. So minus plus. So 1 upon root 2 plus 1 upon root 2 will be 2 upon root 2. And this will be 2 upon root 2. And this will be 1 minus c square mr omega square. And finally, so this will be plus root 2, 1 minus c square mr omega square. And our Ft, so variation, what will be the variation in tractive force? This is our tractive force. So what will be the variation in tractive force? So variation will be for Ft will be minus plus minus root 2, 1 minus c square mr omega square. So the variation will be from minus root 2, 1 minus c square mr omega square to plus 1 upon root 2 plus root 2, 1 minus c square mr omega square. So this is variation in tractive force.